Hi class, today I'm going to be showing you how to draw LeBron James step by step. I'm going to be trying to make this as simple as possible by breaking down the drawing into shapes that you see or use every day. Step 1. First thing you're going to want to do is draw this curved line like so. Step 2. Now you're going to draw another line parallel to this one right above it. Step 3. Now you're going to want to draw one more line right above him. This is going to be the top of his head. Step 4. Now you're going to draw these two shapes on the side of his head to represent his sideburns. For step 5, you're going to draw this shape right here. This is going to be the top of his eyebrow. For step 6, you're going to want to draw these two half circles right here. Step 7, draw these two U shapes like so. For step 8, you should draw this pear shape right here for his nose. Now you're going to draw the outline of his mouth. Notice that it should line up with the middle of his eyes. For step 10, you're going to want to draw this flattened M shape for the top lip. For his bottom lip, you're going to just draw this simple curve shape right here. Step 12 is a bit tricky. You're going to be drawing his ears. Just try to make the shapes look as similar to this as possible. Try to replicate this line as best as possible. This is going to be his chin and his jaw. Step 14. Draw this W shape between the lower lip and the chin. Now you should connect that W shape with the bottom of his ears. This is going to be his beard. Step 16. Draw these two circles in the nose for the nostrils. And you're going to want to finish the bottom of the eyelids. For step 17, draw these two triangles under his eyes. Now we're almost done with the drawing. Just add these three shapes in the ears for the depth of the ears, and you'll be completed and ready to move on to the shading. Now we're going to be moving into the most difficult part of any drawing. It's the shading. The technique I'm going to be using is called cross-hatching. It involves using pencil strokes to create shadows and depths of feel to the face and texture. I'm also going to use this right here. It's called a blender. It does what it says. It blends lines, making the shading look as crisp as possible. So like I said previously, I'm using a technique called cross-hatching, and what this basically is you just make strokes with your pencil wherever you think it's the darkest areas. You fill in with your pencil as hard as you can. If you think it's a light area, you do the opposite. You fill it in lightly with spacing in between the lines, so that when you use the blender to pretty much smudge all the lines together, it'll be a light shade, as opposed to if you have lines very close to each other, it'll come out to be a much darker shade. This is what I do to all of my drawings. I use this technique, and there's kind of you kind of learn how to cheat eventually. I know that the eyes are always the darkest part, so is the chin and the lips. So I always press down a little harder in those areas, and you want to get a lot of variety of shading in there, because I believe that's where most of the life comes from. That's what'll make a drawing look realistic, is if you have nice shades. And you can have a great drawing, but I think if you don't shade well, then it doesn't really mean much. So I kind of pride myself on shading a lot, and like I said, this is something that you gotta practice how to do, obviously. Alright guys, and that's basically it. This is my drawing. The completed one is right here. Took me a little bit over an hour to do, but I think it came out pretty nice. And like I said previously, you're gonna need to practice this. This is something that's not gonna come overnight. It takes a long time to familiarize yourself with, and just keep practicing. Eventually you'll get better. And yeah, like I said, I don't know. I've been doing this for years, so it kind of comes natural to me already. However, I can't take all the credit for this tutorial. I came across it a couple years ago. It's by a guy called Miller K, or that's at least his website is millerk.com. Came across this video, and I've tried it a couple times. Eventually I got it, I think, to a point where it was good enough to show and to teach you guys, and thank you for your time.